This is a crash course for Google Classroom, and it will help in addition to the training that you went through today and provide you an opportunity to rewind and go back and hopefully access all information that you need. If you have any questions at the end of the video, please feel free to reach out, patience.blythe@elginisd.net, or you can reach out to any technology person at your district. Google Classroom is an amazing tool for education. I have been using it exclusively since September in all 3 of my classes that I work with. We went paperless back in September, had some hurdles, had some hiccups, but I'm hoping to share some strategies with you guys. And ultimately, we just have to trust at this moment that our students are going to do what we ask them to do, and I think that they probably will. So what you're going to do is, I'm working on a MacBook, but it's basically the same on a Chromebook or a PC laptop. You're going to just log into your computer, and you're going to open up your web browser. I use Chrome, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up. To go to Classroom, all you have to do is open a new tab, and if you hit classroom.google.com, chances are you've been here before. If you have, it's going to already have that address saved, so go ahead and hit enter. If not, it's just going to take you to a login screen. This one keeps going to my personal email, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch. All right. Okay, so here's my Elgin ISD Google Classroom, and you can see I have a bunch of classes listed. I teach 2 classes at the middle school and then also co-teach a CS1 class at the high school. I also have a classroom for NJHS, and I have the staff classroom. So that's why I have a bunch of different tiles. You may have less than me. So when you go to Classroom, you'll see that you have a bunch of these tiles. They may be out of order. So for example, this is my first period, this is my second period, but then I have my NJHS section. If it's important to you to have everything in order, then that's fine. What you can do is you can just grab your tile, click on it, hold your mouse down, and you can literally move it to put them in order if you want to. Okay, that's not super important to me. I usually just work from these 3 little lines over to the left and just choose the class that I want to work from. So that's what I'm going to do today, is just do that, because I don't really worry about this landing screen. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with my first period class, College Career Readiness, Period 1. You can see all of my classes listed right here, so let's start there. All right, College Career Readiness, Period 1. This is the way I start my day. Let's say that when you log in, you don't like this color right here, you don't like this image. What I like to do is I like to keep each class in a different color. It helps me differentiate between them. But let's say you want to change it. So you're going to click Select Theme. I'm going to go back there just one more time. You want to change this, hit Select Theme. You can choose a bunch of different categories. And let's say we're going to pick, cake. Cake sounds nice. Select Class Theme, click it, boom, and it changes it. So that's kind of fun. So you can kind of individualize it a little bit. Now what you'll notice up here, and this is really important, is stream, classwork, people, and grades. What I want you to do first is go to people, and you'll see that teachers and students are listed. Now in this class, I'm the only teacher, so I'm going to go ahead, as per request, add Louisa Cooper. Boink. Hit invite. And you'll see right here that Ms. Cooper has been invited, and she just has to accept that invitation. And she said that you can just add her to one class if you have multiple sections of the same course. So there's that. All right, now let's go back to Stream. So Stream is where everything in Google Classroom is. It is in sequential order. The newest thing you post is at the top. Kids always like to work from the stream, and I hate working from the stream because it's very disorganized. So what I would encourage you to do is explicitly give your students instruction to click to the classwork tab. And the reason I do that is you can see here that it is organized by unit. It makes it a lot easier for the kids to find work that they need to do and figure out if they're missing anything. So really encourage them to do this. When you get to the classwork tab, I'm going to ask that you, or encourage you, not ask, encourage you to create a topic to cover whatever it is that you're learning right now. Now we're all going to be doing this remote learning thing, so I'm just going to title my topic, Learn from Home Here. And I'm going to click Add. And so you can see now, everything that I do during this period of time that we do remote learning, I'm going to put under this Learn from Home Here tab. Of course, unless it lasts for a very long time and we'll have to readjust. But let's assume we're only doing this for a few weeks right now. All right, so Learn from Home Here. Now, let's say we want to add an assignment for a student. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Create, and we're going to hit Assignment. Now, what I've already done is I've built a reading and writing reflection, and what I did is I copied and pasted a portion of an article from the New York Times about the fact that the Olympics will be delayed as of this morning. What I know about our students is they are really interested in current events, and they're really sporty. So what I want to do with remote learning, because I know it's going to be a challenge to hold their attention, even more so than it would be in a regular classroom, I want to make sure that everything I give them is oriented towards engaging with what they're interested in, being as creative as possible, and really thinking about who the kids are and what can I give to them that they're going to like to do and therefore want to do more of. So this is just sort of a little basic kind of quick little thing they could do in about, 15, 20 minutes. So it's a few paragraphs from the New York Times from this morning. What I did is I went ahead and numbered the paragraphs like we do. And the other thing that I've done, which I also would recommend to you guys, is if you have weird 50-cent words that show up like sequestered or pandemic, is go ahead and highlight them and link them to a definition. So I'm going to find another word and show you how to do this. So postponement, that's a weird word. Kids probably don't know what that word means. So I'm going to go over here, new tab, and I'm going to type postponement definition. And Google has this really cool service right now where they have the word, how it's said, they have a little microphone so it'll say it to the person, definition, similar words, and it'll actually have a picture as well to illustrate the word. So it's really helpful for our students to use that. So what you're going to do to include this definition is you're going to go up here to the address bar, you're going to hit Control-C to copy, you're going to go back to your reading assignment, and you're going to highlight the word that you're trying to define, go up here, click Insert Link, and Control-V to paste. In your instructions, make sure that you tell the students that all the blue words have definitions attached, and what they can do is they can literally click right here and it'll take them exactly to that definition. So it's going to help them engage with words that are more difficult for them and be more curious about words. Students love looking at words in the dictionary, as I'm sure you all know, and so just go ahead and give them that opportunity and be building those vocabulary words. Now what I did at the bottom is I have a couple of reflection questions, pretty simple. I would probably add about 2 at least more than this, but I have just a couple just to get us started. I have a summary question. I asked them to use one of the words that I have highlighted and defined for them. And then I have an opinion question. So always make sure that you allow them to express their opinion in meaningful ways. Really helps build that critical thinking and those higher order thinking skills. All right, so I've got this all done. So what I'm going to do, go back to my classroom. Here I am. Okay, and I'm going to write the title of the assignment, Reading, Writing, Reflection, April 1st. And I'm going to do a couple instructions. So I'm going to say read the passage. All blue highlighted words will take you to their definition when you click on them. Answer all questions in complete sentences. Smiley face. Okay, so I have built this assignment in my Drive, right? Because I just made a Google Doc. That was my assignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and link it to Classroom. I'm going to hit Add. I'm going to hit Drive. Now I was just working on this document, so it's going to be the first thing that pops up. It's right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, double click. It's going to shoot it right in here. Now you have a couple options here. Students can view file, students can edit file, or make a copy. Don't ever let them edit because they'll edit your original. You don't want them to do that. What I would always recommend for assignments is go ahead and hit make a copy for each student. And the reason for that is it's going to create a copy of this with their name typed at the top. And they don't even have to worry about it. And there's no way it can ever be confused for somebody else's. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to pick a due date. So we're going to pick that it's due, let's say, the assignment's on the 1st. Let's say it's due on the 2nd. Now that's interesting. You can pick a time if you want to. Oftentimes I pick 5 o'clock. It's the end of the day. For this, I'm going to go ahead and just pick 11:59 p.m. Now I'm going to make sure that I choose the topic that I want it to go into. So since we're doing remote learning, I'm going to shoot it into Learn from Home here. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Assign. And when you go back to Classroom, what you're going to notice, sometimes it takes a second to figure itself out. You're going to notice that it's right here. It's in the topic that you declared. The assignment is in there. You can see that there's a difference. This is the little picture for assignments. This is the picture for an example. You can click on it. You can see 0 kids have turned it in. 23 of them are assigned. You can see here you have your directions. You're good to go. Okay? Now, if you just want to put something that you want the kids to read, for example, let's think of something we can do there. Okay, let's say you wanted them to look up one of these, an interesting thing about coronavirus, just for their information. You can say create material. This is something they're not going to interact with in terms of being able to type on it, but they are going to be able to see it and use it. COVID-19 map from Johns Hopkins University. Okay, so this is my favorite of the coronavirus maps that I've seen so far. Okay. All right. So you're going to Control C to copy that address, go back to Classroom. Please take a look at this website. Okay, and maybe you want to, if you want it to be a live link, you just go to Add Link. Okay, Control V, here it is, boom. Add the link and it shows them a little thumbnail picture there too. Okay, remember, Learn from Home. Maybe you want them to take a look at that website and then you're going to ask them to do something with it. That's fine. But this way you understand there's a difference between a material and an assignment. It's not creating anything for the kids to do. It just wants them to look at it. All right, so now we have 2 things in our Google Classroom for a remote learning section. Now you have another option. Let's say you want the kids to do a project, for example. Okay, again, I'm going to create an assignment. So I'm going to use an old project from CCR that we've already done. So Hero project, please use the template to complete your ebook. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add Google Drive. Now I haven't been working on this, so I need to search for it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this Hero ebook, and there's my template. I'm going to choose that. Okay, I'm going to make a copy for each student, and I'm going to give it a due date. I'm going to give them a little bit longer, so I'm going to do the due date April 6th, 11:59 p.m. Learn from Home here. Now here's the deal. You can even add the rubric to the project directly and upload it. Now you can't upload it from Google Classroom. I don't know why, but you're going to go ahead and oh wait, I led you astray. This is the new feature in Classroom where it builds rubrics for you. I have not actually used that yet. What I typically do is I build my own rubric using RubyStar. So I'm going to go ahead and add this. Okay, I'm going to add a file because my rubric is actually on my computer. So add a file. I'm going to find it on my desktop right there. Ta-da! Upload. Okay. And now you have the assignment for each kid, and you also have the rubric that you can get them to look at. So they can reference that as they work. When you have it all done, hit assign. And it should show up in the same section that we've been working from. So I would encourage you to just load maybe just like a week's assignments at a time. You don't want to put too much in here because it will get confusing. But you can have what you want the kids to do for a week or a few days, and then let them turn that in. If they don't turn things in, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. Just gonna assume I have some that aren't turned in. Okay, so if I look here, and sorry about the puppy. If I look here and see that I have 13 turned in and 10 are signed, that shows me that 13 kids have completed the assignment. I'm still waiting on 10. Oscar, still waiting on 10. So you can then write the kids' email and say, I need to receive your assignment. Oscar, come here. Come here. Stop. Okay. So that is pretty much it when it comes to Google Classroom. It's a very simple, user-friendly way to teach and learn. I would really encourage to think about giving students the most creative, most engaging work that you can think of course working from TEKS, but making sure that that it is something that the students are going to want to do. You're more likely to receive finished work, I believe, if you work from that idea. And there's tons of things that kids are interested in, and you could even send them a survey as one of the first things you guys do for remote learning, and ask them, what are they interested in learning? What are they interested in reading about? How do they want to? And if you can't do that, if you have to have them learn certain things, like in science and social studies and math, you can ask them, how do you guys want to show your learning? Do you want to make videos? Do you want to do Google Slides? Do you just really ask them to engage with what they want to do, rather than maybe just the way that you would typically do this in a classroom, because you have no way to really monitor their practice. So you really have to think about how you're going to engage these students and let them develop their own positive, good habits about learning in a creative and interesting way. The last thing I wanted to show you is up here in the settings section. So go ahead and click on settings. And what you'll see down here is there is a general section, and it says students can only comment. Now you can change this, but there's a few different options. Students can post and comment, students can only comment, only teachers can post and comment. Right now I have only teachers can post or comment set up. Now if you would like to, depending on your comfort level and your also silliness level of your students, I would definitely not let them post and comment. But if you want to have a discussion on Google Classroom on a specific, let's say a specific material. For example, I posted the COVID-19 world map. Let's say you want to have a discussion. That's an assignment that you're going to have. Is an online discussion of what this map means. You could turn on students can only comment for a short period of time, and they would be able to comment on something that you have posted, but they won't be able to create their own posts. So that's just for you. I'm going to leave it as only teachers for right now. Okay, so just to kind of review, we've kind of set up our first period with everything we need to do. Now, I'm assuming you have multiple class periods of the same class. So I'm going to show you how to copy and paste. Real easy. It's very, very simple. So you do not have to recreate everything for your other classes. It's already done for you. So all you need to do is copy and paste. Okay, so I'm going to show you that in a second. I'm going to delete this because I don't want kids that might be looking from home to get confused that this is something they've already done. All right, so let's go to my third period. It's my second section of college and career readiness. I'm going to go to classwork, and I'm going to hit create. Now, instead of creating an assignment, I'm going to say reuse post. All right, I'm going to find my first assignment, reading, writing, reflection, April 1st. I'm going to hit reuse. Okay, it's going to pop up for me. I'm going to make sure it says make a copy for each student. I'm going to, for some reason, it always makes you pick a due date. Don't know why. Okay, make sure it's in the correct topic and hit assign. And what it'll do is it'll copy not only the assignment for you, but it'll also copy that topic that you created. So it's just super, super easy. Reuse post, coronavirus map, reuse. Okay, make sure everything looks good, and post. Okay, so that's done. So you really only have to do the work of setting things up one time for the first section of whatever class you're teaching, and after that you can just hit reuse. So that's Google Classroom for you in a nutshell. I hope that you find it useful, and I hope that you enjoy using it as a teaching and learning tool. I think it's very, very useful. If you have any questions, email me, patience.blythe@elginisd.net, or email any of your technology people at your campuses, and we are here to help you integrate digital learning into your day-to-day. So have a great day.